welcome back to Christ Church News this week. I'm very happy to... very sorry, 1 second. Who is this? Hello? Hello? Oh, no. Oh, I don't want to buy any. I already have insurance. I don't need... No, sorry. Don't you hate it when that happens? Caller ID didn't work very well on that one. Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. We are going to get the opportunity to sing that song this coming Sunday. And one of the biggest reasons that we are singing that song is because we are going to hear the story of the call of Samuel. All of us are called. Yes, absolutely every one of us is called by God. Now you might be saying, no, Bryce, you are called by God. That's why you walk around all day long dressed in black. And to a certain extent, I suppose you are true. God has called me in my life to be a priest, but God has called me to be many other things as well. And God is calling you too. God is also calling you. We hear this story of Samuel, and it's a wonderful story about how we think about how we are called as well. Samuel is in the temple. He's lying down to bed, and he hears his name called. So he responds, "Here I am, Lord," just like the song we're going to sing. But then he runs to Eli and says, "What do you want? Why are you calling me?" To which Eli says, "I'm not calling you. Go back to bed." And this happens a couple of times. Samuel is hearing the call. He's just got bad caller ID as well and doesn't realize that it's God calling and not Eli. And that all comes back to the fact that all of us are being called. Sometimes we aren't hearing the call, or sometimes we're hearing the call, but we're not hearing the caller correctly. We were reminded of this in our adult Sunday school class this past week when we were thinking about prayer. And we were reminded of it in the sense that all of us are praying. We may just not realize that we are praying. All of us are in communication with God and receiving messages from God. We may just not be noticing it. And one of the stories was somebody walking along, struggling with something, struggling how to make a decision, and all of a sudden the clouds part, the sun shines through, the warmth hits the person, and they all of a sudden know what decision to make and what path to go on. Now we could call that just the weather, or we could also call it God communicating to us in our lives in ways that we may not always notice or recognize. We are always being called by God. That is what we are all about here at Christ Church. Listening for the call, hearing it, and then going where God is calling us to go. If we can sing that song, and hopefully you can join us to sing that song, because if we can say, "Here I am, Lord, it is I, Lord, I have heard you calling in the night," we can also say, "I will go, Lord, if you will lead me." And once again, that is what we are all about here at Christ Church. We're all about listening, hearing, and then go. Loving God by listening and hearing God's call upon our lives, and then loving our neighbor by going and following where God is leading us to love one another here in this place. Once again, I hope you can join us on Sunday to hear that story, to sing that song as well. Please do, at the end of this video here, you'll see our upcoming services and events. Please do stay tuned to see that at the end of this video. But also hit the subscribe button on our YouTube page so that you will get notifications when these videos are uploaded. So once again, good to see you, and I will see you next week. I'm going to let that one go.